Hi, Gigi with today's thought. I'm recording this on Tuesday. You're seeing it on Wednesday, which means as you're watching this, we are 1 week away from election 2024. Now, an interesting phenomenon that you see in elections is that as you get closer and closer to election day, you start to learn a lot about the candidates. And I don't mean on issues. They're talking about the issues for the entire campaign, or they're supposed to. You don't get much out of Kamala Harris as far as specifics, but we all know that. But what you start to see is personality differences. You get to know the candidates. You get to know what kind of people they are. So especially, well, if you're on the losing side, now if you're on the winning side, I guess you can just be happy and optimistic. But when you're on the losing side, or if you feel that you may be losing, then things start to come out. And you're seeing with Kamala Harris that she started out as when she was anointed, when the coup was staged to take Biden, force Biden out, and just to install her without a single primary vote or any kind of vote, really. She's getting increasingly the joy and the optimism. The joy campaign has gone by the wayside, and she and the other Democrats, by the way, are becoming increasingly shrill, and it becomes now Trump is Hitler, Trump is a fascist, the country, this man is dangerous, yada, 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 all negative stuff. And you start to, well, you know other things about Kamala Harris before this. For instance, how much time has Trump spent with the families of the 13 soldiers who were killed in Biden's disastrous cut and run from Afghanistan? But how much time has Kamala Harris spent? Zero. No time. No acknowledgement really of what happened. And you can go beyond that to victims of families of people who have been killed, murdered by unlawful aliens that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have let into the country. She's never spoken to any of the victims, not really acknowledged them. You get an idea what kind of person she is. But what I'm going to show you now is, well, you know what? Just watch it. I'll have my comments after. So here is Kamala Harris from the time when she was Attorney General of California.
Dear Kamala Harris, let's get one thing crystal clear. The vast majority of American men have no issue with electing a female president. Our issue lies solely with you. You were second in charge of California for 13 years.
As California's Attorney General, Harris promoted enforcement of a law that allowed prosecutors to seek jail time for parents of truant kids.
As a prosecutor and law enforcement, I have a huge stick. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
I thought that was crazy. I was like, how can you lock parents up?
If you don't go to school, Kamala's going to put you and me in jail. Yes, we achieved intended effect.
I opened the door and I see at least 7 or 8 cops wanted to arrest me. As a matter of fact, they did.
And frankly, you know the prosecutors in my office who volunteered to do this? My homicide prosecutors, my gang prosecutors. And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
She had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
I learned that with the swipe of my pen, I could charge someone with the lowest level offense. That person could be arrested, they could lose time from work, and their family maybe lose their job. They'd have to come out of their own pocket to help hire a lawyer. They'd lose standing in their community.
I lost my job and couldn't pay rent, and we got evicted.
Weeks later, I could dismiss the charges, but their life would forever be changed.
I became homeless. We had to move into a motel.
All because of the swipe of my pen.
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom, and I don't agree with what she's done to other parents as well.
Kamala Harris not only was she, well, not just advocating, but implementing a policy of arresting, putting in jail parents of truant kids. You're a parent, without your knowledge, your kid skips out in school, plays hooky, and you go to jail. But not only the policy itself, how happy she was, the cackling, the laughing, how happy she was doing that. And that is the real Kamala Harris. That is Kamala Harris. That is the woman who wants to be president of the United States, and who, unfortunately, in my opinion, a lot of other people want to be president of the United States. And she is just a nasty piece of work. And I will even throw in one other item that nobody seems to have mentioned, shows that her total lack of integrity. The way, how was Biden was very positive, very strong in stating that he intended to stay in the race when people were trying to push him out, that he was determined to stay in the race, win or lose. So how did he end up being forced out? Now, we can't really trust the press. To an investigative reporter, an honest one, would have really pursued the story to see exactly what happened behind the scenes. But one of the stories that I heard was, and this one makes sense to me, is that they threatened him with the 25th Amendment, that they would use the 25th Amendment to say that he was not competent, not fit physically or mentally. I'm not talking morally, but I'm talking physically or mentally, to continue as president of the United States. Now, the mechanism for doing that is that the cabinet has to vote for to do that, to remove him, but also one certain person has to state that policy, to advocate that, to say that the president under the 25th Amendment is no longer fit to serve, and has to sign off on it. Who is that? That is the vice president. That is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris has to sign off. Biden would not have been forced out, assuming that it makes sense. I don't know other way to force him out. So the 25th Amendment, she would have to sign off on it. Obviously, she agreed to sign off on it, that she agreed to push out Donald Trump. Why? So that she could take his place. If that's not a coup, I don't know what is. That the vice president, the honest thing if she was a person of integrity, which, as we just saw, she is not, she would have said, okay, Biden's unfit to serve, he has to go, and I pledge that I will not be a candidate for maybe in 2028 or something, but I will not be a candidate, will not accept the nomination for the presidency in election 2024. Then you would know that she's doing it because she honestly feels that Biden could not serve as president. But of course, she accepted the nomination. So that shows you what kind of person she is. And also, just added, since we're talking about Biden enforcing, she's been asked numerous times when talking about this idea. I've had some comments saying, well, Kamala is specific. She always gives specific answers. She was asked specifically, when did you notice, was it clear to you that Joe Biden was unfit to serve as president? And when was it, let me rephrase that, when was it clear to you that Joe Biden had dementia problems, that he was declining mentally and also physically too, but mainly mentally, and that it was a problem? When did you know? She refuses to answer. She just will not answer that question, because we all know the answer. She knew a long time ago. She worked with him all the time, right? She knew a long time ago, as did everybody, every Democrat who worked with him, and every reporter, everybody knew that he had problems, and they all hid it. And Kamala Harris, she was one of those people, but she was the vice president, and that makes all, and she is the vice president, that makes all the difference in the world. She forced him out, and to me, there's no getting around that. But disagree with that if you want, but look at that. Just rewatch that video that you just saw. That is Kamala Harris. That's Kamala Harris. That's the kind of person she is, and I hope you're the kind of person who will subscribe to this channel. If you do that, it would be great. Your comments always welcome below the video. And let me just mention, because I had somebody wrote a comment, somebody sent a lengthy comment and said that I guess his comments weren't showing or something, or replies or whatever, said that I had blocked him. So just I've said it in the past. Well, I do not block people, okay? I do not block people over a difference of opinion. That comment section is for you to say what you want. I will never, the only time, I think one time, maybe twice, I deleted a comment, blocked somebody who was just blatantly anti-Semitic. And, I'm a Jew. I'm sensitive on that. So I will cop to that. If you're but a racist too. Racist, anything that is just, well, everybody knows when you've crossed the line into racism and anti-Semitism, or anything, when you're no longer arguing issues. So that would be the only reason. And it's only happened, I think, once, maybe twice. But just to make clear, I do not block people just for your opinion, whatever it is. And, unless it's, the opinion that Jews are the sons of apes and monkeys. Okay, that's a kind of opinion that I would block. But on the issues of the day, no, I do not block. And as I was saying, it would be great if you subscribe. Those comments, which I do not block, are welcome anytime. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again. And, I was going to add one more thing, that if your comments are not showing up or something, there's got to be a problem somewhere. But again, I am not blocking anybody. And that's it. Thanks for stopping by. I would love to see all of you again. Until I do see all of you again, bye.